Right now, live at 5, more restrictions lifted. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is relaxing more portions of his stay-at-home order. And budget shortfall. What was once a bright outlook for Minnesota's fiscal forecast has turned into a multi-billion-dollar hole.
Some couples are not only feeling the pressure to cancel or postpone their weddings, but also a financial burden. We'll explain.
Plus, just 1 week away from a special election in Wisconsin, we're hearing from both candidates on how they will best represent the state in Washington. And the president orders agencies to investigate the origins of the coronavirus as he continues saying China did not do enough to contain the spread.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to CBS3 Live at 5. Here's a live look from the Government Service Center in Superior, where in just 1 week, Wisconsin will hold a special election for the 7th District seat. We'll be going live there with John Cardinelli in a few minutes, but first, some news out of Minnesota. Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Calling it a quality of life issue, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz today lifted restrictions on elective surgeries. This means doctors, dentists, and veterinarians can go back to work. Walz says hospitals will need to have a plan to screen patients, care for staff, and maintain their supply of personal protective equipment. He says a number of coronavirus cases in the state has not peaked yet, but it's important to strike a balance so hospitals can treat everyone who needs it.
These facilities are going to know what the projections look like for the surge. They are going to have to say, we have those supplies in reserve for when that happens. But because of the work we've done both inside government and outside, we have excess above that right now.
Walz acknowledged frontline healthcare workers in the state are nervous about this decision, worried they won't have the equipment they need to care for coronavirus patients when that surge arrives.
Minnesota budget officials released the latest financial projections today, showing just how big a hit the state is taking due to COVID-19. The Management and Budget Office is estimating Minnesota will face a nearly $2.5 billion deficit in the current 2-year period. That's down from a projected surplus of about $1.5 billion in February. The decline is because state revenues are decreasing due to things like reduced tax income. Meanwhile, spending is increasing to fight the virus and support social programs. To balance the books, state leaders plan to tap into the state's rainy day fund. Sitting at more than $2 billion, it's at the highest level in state history.
I understand that these decisions will not be easy and many difficult decisions lie ahead. But we've entered this crisis with some budget tools to manage, and Minnesota can count on us to use thoughtful and smart decisions about how to rebalance this budget.
The state is also relying on federal dollars to help cover some of the costs of battling coronavirus. Meanwhile, Duluth Senator Eric Simonson is reacting to the budget shortfall. In a statement today, he said the state's budget reserves are strong. Despite facing a projected deficit, Simonson believes Minnesota is in a better position than many other states.
Wisconsin's special election for the 7th Congressional District is just 1 week away. The seat has been empty for 9 months after Congressman Sean Duffy resigned last fall due to family matters. Now, Democrat Tricia Zunker and Republican State Senator Tom Tiffany will face off for the seat with major precautions in place due to the COVID-19 pandemic. CBS3's John Cardinelli is live outside the Government Service Center in Superior tonight for us. John, you spoke with both candidates today. What did they have to say about this unique election?
Kristen, Tony, in just 1 week, those who did not vote absentee will be showing up to polling places like this all across Wisconsin's 7th Congressional District. Now, both candidates today sharing their opinions with me on that. Tiffany saying that if the governor has given the green light for people to show up to polling places, then he's okay with it. Zunker, on the other hand, saying that she would have liked to have seen an all mail-in election. Both candidates didn't get to campaign in a typical way, with many events being canceled. So today I asked them what issues are their top priorities. Zunker focused on affordable health care. She said that was a big topic everywhere she traveled. She also wants to help lower the cost of prescription drugs. Broadband is another issue Zunker would like to tackle, along with various environmental issues. If elected, she says she wants to create opportunity.
I am seeking to bring opportunities to people. I know what it's like to have opportunities in my life and how I seized upon them and the difference that they made. And I think that's the role of a representative, to make sure that people have opportunities for the best chance at success.
As for Tiffany, he also says broadband is a priority.
I've been through this as a small business owner, been through the ups and downs of running a small business, went through difficult times, but always made it to the other side, and then did the same thing as a legislator. You know, tough decisions had to be made the right decisions, and got us to a better spot here in Wisconsin.
As of now, both candidates told me they do not have any inclination that the special election next week will be postponed. And coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear from both candidates what they say if they're elected they will do to help combat the current pandemic we're in.
All right, John Cardinelli live for us in Superior tonight. Thanks, John. And as a reminder, Wisconsin held in-person voting on April 7th for the presidential primary. While everyone was encouraged to vote absentee, more than 50 COVID-19 cases have been linked to polling locations since then. Everyone is asked to vote absentee next week as well. Meanwhile, Superior City Councilors will discuss a new program to conduct the election primarily through absentee voting. Called the Safe Vote Program, it would expand voting by mail. The goal is to reduce in-person voting and lower the spread of COVID-19. The meeting tonight starts at 6:30, where they will discuss just that and will be held over the phone. For details on how to listen, head to our website, and we'll have the latest tonight at 10.
Vice President Pence says the Trump administration is considering winding down the work of the coronavirus task force by the end of the month. Meanwhile, the president is visiting a key battleground state to tour an aerospace factory now making masks. And the Senate is back to business as usual. Natalie Brand is at the White House with more.
President Trump traveled to Phoenix, Arizona, where he'll meet with Native American tribal leaders and tour a Honeywell mask production facility. Before departing, the president defended his administration's decision to block members of his task force from testifying before multiple House committees.
The House is a setup. The House is a bunch of Trump haters. They put every Trump hater on the committee, the same old stuff.
He runs away from truth. And oversight is truth.
But Dr. Anthony Fauci, who heads up the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, and other members of the coronavirus task force are scheduled to appear next week before a Republican-led Senate panel. During a Senate confirmation hearing, the president's pick to be the next director of national intelligence, Republican Congressman John Ratcliffe of Texas, was grilled by lawmakers on the origins of the coronavirus and the administration's response.
Have you seen any intelligence that the coronavirus originated in a lab in Wuhan rather than the market?
I have not. Have you seen any intelligence that supports the Chinese Communist Party's claim that it originated in a seafood market in Wuhan?
No. Has he accurately conveyed the severity of COVID-19 to the American people?
I believe so.
Ratcliffe vowed to investigate the origin of the virus and to be apolitical if confirmed.
I will conduct every audit and investigation with fairness and impartiality.
Another Senate panel examined the nomination of career watchdog Brian Miller to become the top inspector general responsible for overseeing the Trump administration's pandemic response and rescue funding.
You'll notice a screen labeled clock.
Let's check in on the number of active coronavirus cases in our region. Michigan has roughly 450 new cases and nearly 25,000 active. Wisconsin has 330 new cases and 4,200 active. In Minnesota, there are 600 new cases with 2,900 active. Worldwide, there are 3.7 million cases, 256,000 deaths, and more than 1.2 million recoveries. All right, let's check in now with meteorologist Dave Anderson for a first look at the weather this evening. Hey, Dave.
Hi there, Kristen. Well, that rain chance we were talking about today pretty much missed us. The cooler air coming in from the lake helped keep the two low-pressure systems at bay. And though they may keep the sky cloudy tonight, odds are Minnesota's going to come up sunny tomorrow, though there's a slight chance that the second of the two might graze Wisconsin with a couple of sprinkles. Well, let's take a live look at what's going on in Wisconsin right now, and it's pretty nice over there. Sky isn't perfectly blue in our area, but it's not so bad, and it's not quite as cold as it was yesterday. Still, it is cooler by the lake, but that cooler by the lake zone was tightened up a bit today, and will tighten up again tomorrow, back towards normal temperatures, but only for a day. By the time we get towards latter parts of the week here, well, high pressure is going to draw in Canadian air, and it will chill down again with highs only in the 40s. Our day planner for Wednesday says partly sunny in the morning, but then clearing, at least in Minnesota, and a high temp hitting 58 degrees will be normal for a change. But like I mentioned, into Thursday, it's going to cool down again, and we'll talk about for how long in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, an iconic park in Chisholm is getting revamped, plus some campsites are opening up in Washburn. City by City's next.
And tonight at 6, we're learning more on the impact COVID-19 is having on Minnesota's court system.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, Local, CBS3. The Garage, it's your space. Get a garage fit for all of your agricultural needs with our Farmer 40x40 garage. Store all the equipment needed to get the job done. No matter what you put in your space, trust us to build it right. Economy Garages, built right, priced right.
My name is Dan Metcalf. I'm a general surgeon and a colorectal surgeon at Memorial Medical Center. I bring a new set of skills to Ashland, and some of what Ashland would allow me is a culture that is very patient-centered. That's a really important part of surgery or medicine in general, is really getting to know the people that you're taking care of. I get the joy of seeing patients every day and taking care of people every day and learning about their lives as well as fixing them.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Real Steel. Find yours. Save $40 on any AK Series double battery bundle, including the FSA 57 trimmer bundle. Battery power made by Steel. Not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot. Always at a local Steel dealer. Find yours at steeldealers.com.
I'm Trisha Zunker, and I approve this message.
Trisha Zunker, a community leader we can trust to put politics aside and deliver on healthcare and jobs when we need it most. Not Tom Tiffany. He opposed the law that protects patients with pre-existing conditions who are most at risk for COVID-19. And he spoke against the bipartisan bill signed by President Trump to help small businesses hit hard by the pandemic. Tom Tiffany. Bad for our health and economy.
For the news that impacts you most, turn to Live Local CBS3.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from our Spirit Mountain camera. Dave Anderson will have your full weather forecast in just a few minutes, but first let's see what's happening around the region. A game-changing commencement could be coming for seniors in Ely, plus revamping an iconic space in Chisholm. That and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. Tonight, we're kicking things off in Washburn, Wisconsin, where the city plans to open their West End campgrounds to the public on May 26th. That's the same day that Governor Tony Evers' stay-at-home order is set to expire. The sites will not be available for reservation, but instead on a first-come, first-served basis. City officials say their plans could change if the stay-at-home order is extended. Now heading to Kristen's hometown of Chisholm, where the Downtown Revitalization Committee is looking to revamp a space between City Hall and the library, which is aptly named Troll Park by residents. The park gets its name from a large mural depicting trolls. The committee's goal for the park is to add more seating for guests wishing to use the library's Wi-Fi and to develop a welcoming and educational landscape. The request to remodel was approved by the City Council and now awaits grant funding. Now we'll head up 169 to Ely, where plans are in the works to hold a game-changing commencement for the class of 2020. While many students across the state will be forced to celebrate their high school graduation remotely, Ely is hoping to utilize the massive space at the area baseball field. School officials say that social distancing would still be in effect. The graduating class in Ely only has 45 members. Officials in Ely said they are still waiting on guidelines from the state before a final decision can be made. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, go ahead and send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, weddings are in limbo across the state of Minnesota, but some couples are still stuck paying the bill.
Plus, Dave will have a look at your extended weather forecast right after the break.
Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
I don't know how we would have survived without Mediacom. We have 5 kids, and we have Mediacom for all of our internet and all of our cable services. So I'm stuck in my house, but at the same time, I'm connected to people all over the world. It's been fantastic.
Right now, we all feel like the world is in a standstill. The internet has played a huge role in allowing us to stay connected to our jobs and stay connected with the ones that we love. We couldn't do it without Mediacom.
I'm Tom Tiffany, and I approve this message.
Who is Tricia Zunker? A leader of a far-left group that advocates for late-term abortion, a supporter of releasing violent prisoners into our community during a pandemic, and a radical liberal. Zunker would give free health care to illegal immigrants, further crowding our hospitals, putting your family in the back of the line, and making you pay for it. That's Tricia Zunker, and why we must stop her on May 12th.
At UCare, we've been decomplicating Medicare plans in Minnesota for a long time. In fact, we've been offering Medicare Advantage plans longer than anyone else. Our Medicare Advantage plans are affordable, and 96% of Minnesota providers accept UCare. So if your provider practices at any of these clinics or hospitals, you can likely keep them. To learn the basics and see how UCare Medicare Advantage plans compare to others, visit ucare.org/TV.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth. Always on the go, but want to keep up with the day's news? Don't worry. Now we are wherever you are. Traveling? No problem. Stream wherever, whenever with live local CBS3.
For the news that impacts you most, turn to live local CBS3.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m. CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Economy Garages.
In a grand example of atmospheric wrestling, cooler, drier air from the lake really put the smackdown on a couple of approaching low-pressure systems, keeping them at bay for the most part. The sky got a bit cloudy, yeah, but we didn't get that 20 to 40% rain chance. Still a slight chance a few sprinkles could pop up tomorrow from the second of the 2 lows, but that's more likely for Wisconsin than either the UP or for Minnesota. And with high pressure approaching, will really start to clear up in the afternoon tomorrow. Well, let's talk about some towns that do have a clearer sky right now and others that have a cloudy sky, again, because of the low pressure systems pushing against the drier air that's trying to keep them away. Around our region, high temperatures away from the lake are getting pretty close to normal today. Normal's 59. You can see a few places are there and even above it by a degree or so, but it's still cooler by the lake, only the 40s. Tomorrow it'll be pretty much the same, probably the 40s by the lake, 50s near normal inland. So after yesterday's cool down, back to 2 days of normal, but then midweek, it does get colder again, cooler than normal for the rest of the 7-day period. Right now at the airport, 48 degrees, southeast winds going 9 miles per hour, and our air pressure, yeah, it's a notch on the higher side at 1,020 millibars at the surface. But again, keep in mind, a couple of lows are trying to work up and over that from the west, and western Minnesota's getting some sprinkles, but you can watch those showers fall apart as they get closer to our area, again, because of the drier air around the lake sucking up the moisture, leaving enough precip or enough moisture in the sky for clouds, but precious little for precip. And the 2 lows working through the area could continue to keep a cloudier sky, like I mentioned, tomorrow for Wisconsin, but really just a 20% chance for showers there. Otherwise, higher pressure building in from the west is going to clear us up again by Thursday, but also cool us down once again. We had 1 cold day. Now we're going to have 2 normal days, like I mentioned, then cooler pretty much for the rest of the week ahead, thanks to those highs that are coming in from the west. There's 1 to the north and also 1 to the south. Now, forecast tonight in Minnesota. Low temperatures, they're going to be a little bit brisk, running about 32 to 37 degrees with a mostly cloudy sky and a northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Northwesterly wind is a sign that those lows are leaving. And into Wisconsin and Michigan, low temps there 33 to 36 with a mostly cloudy sky and a northeast wind. So, the low, not quite done with that neck of the woods. They could still see some sprinkles tomorrow. And the chance for those sprinkles in Wisconsin tomorrow is going to be about 20%, with high temps going 57 to 60 degrees. The wind will be north-northwesterly, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Sunset time, 8:25. The best time of year for some folks. Minnesota high temps, 55 to 60 inland, 49 to 53 by the lake. Near normal for just about everybody. But today and tomorrow, those are the normal days. After that, we cool down. It's going to get chilly. We're going to be looking for high temps in the 40s and 50s when the normals are up around 60 or so. Come Saturday night to Sunday, that's our next precip chance. 30 to 40% shot that time around.
Thanks, Dave. With uncertainty surrounding the future of Minnesota's stay-at-home order, weddings across the state are in limbo. So are the couple's bank accounts, as many could still have to pay their vendors and venues even without a party. CBS3's Leanne Valdez spoke to a couple who has lost money during the process and is part of a statewide group asking help.
Timothy John and Emily Churchill from Rochester, Minnesota were set to say I do on June 6th. But after the extension in Minnesota, the couple decided to cancel their wedding as they saw no hope for their special day. The couple says with friends and family not being able to make it because of COVID-19 worries, they reached out to the Rochester venue and told them they would like to cancel it now just to be safe and proactive. The couple told me the venue said if they cancel it and Governor Walz allows weddings to happen come summer, then the couple would still have to pay for the wedding in full. The couple says that could mean they take a $5,000 hit.
We thought about postponing it, but the problem with that we and a lot of other couples are finding is we don't know when that day can be. And we don't want to postpone it for a day that then in August we can't actually have it in August. We have to postpone it again.
The couple already lost their deposit, $1,000, and another $250 with cake and DJ. There's also a petition online asking vendors and venues to help those affected by COVID-19 with refunds. At last check, they have over 6,000 signatures.
All right, thanks, Leanne. Well, it's that time of the day to talk about pets. Today's pet comes to us from the Precious Paws Humane Society of Chisholm. Meet Danny. She's a petite little cat who is looking for a foster home during the stay-at-home order. Danny is currently dealing with some tummy issues that she is taking medication for. She is still a little shy and is learning to trust people, and getting some socialization would do her good. Her favorite activity is playing with the feather on the end of a fishing pole. And when she is looking for a foster home for Danny, and that means you can help her become more social as she waits for adoption. The Humane Society will provide all medications, food, and litter while she is with you, and she will be available, or they will be available to answer any questions. If you're interested in fostering Danny, you can set up an appointment by calling the number on your screen. Still to come, the Wisconsin DMV is introducing new programs to limit in-person visits.
Their price, $30,000. Your price, $20. Can you tell the difference? Even expert jewelers have a difficult time distinguishing the Diamond Z4 CZ from mine diamonds because of their similarity. This exquisite ring features a flawless simulated diamond center stone of 2 3/4 carats, surrounded by over 1 1/4 carats of round and tapered flawless baguettes. One jewelry industry professional marveled at their beauty and brilliance.
It's exceedingly rare to see such flawless stones.
He's right. Comparable solitaires made of diamonds can cost up to $30,000. Your price through this special invitation will be only $20. And for a limited time, you can also receive this beautiful band with 1.92 carats of diamond Z4s. Get both CZ rings totaling over an astounding 6 carats for $20. So call or click now.
Call 1-800-577-5801 to get your Diamond Z4. Call now or go to diamondz4.com. So call 1-800-577-5801. Call now.
At Papa Murphy's, we knead seriously, chop seriously, and shred seriously. Because we're serious about Tuesdays, even if you're not. Every Tuesday, get a large pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Take spring by the horns. Unleash Toro power on your yard during Toro Days, April 29th through May 13th. Get up to $200 off select My Ride zero-turn mowers. Get $100 off Time Master 30-inch wide lawn mowers. And get up to $60 off 60-volt battery mowers. Great financing offers, too. Grab spring by the horns and get the best deals of the season. Now, during Toro Days, April 29th through May 13th. Toro. Count on it.
When we all get to the other side of this crisis, we look forward to presenting our music performances, our theater productions, and our art exhibitions. Because without our audiences and our UMD houses, we're without the magic of your live reactions. That includes laughing, crying, gasping, smiling, frowning, and applauding. UMD Fine Arts can't wait to see you soon, live and in person.
Join our team at St. Anne's. St. Anne's Residence is calling to service nursing assistants, LPNs, personal caregivers, and food service workers. We offer excellent pay, bonus opportunities, and great people to work with. Apply online. Together, we are St. Anne's strong.
My 95.7 is the Northland's best variety all day. From Ed Sheeran and Maroon 5 to Lady Gaga and Bryan Adams. Always family and office friendly. My 95.7, your life, your music.
They're live, they're local. Watch the CBS3 News with Kristen Baki and Anthony Matt tonight at 6, right after the CBS Evening News at 5:30.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, turn to CBS3. Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth.
For the news that impacts you most, turn to live local CBS3.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court is considering the fate of the state's stay-at-home order. The court heard oral arguments today in a lawsuit Republican legislators filed challenging the order. State Republicans argue that the Department of Health Services secretary exceeded her authority when she extended the order until May 26th. Democratic Governor Tony Evers ordered the extension to slow the spread of COVID-19, closing most non-essential businesses. No word when the state Supreme Court will make its ruling.
Wisconsin's DMV announced 2 programs aimed at reducing the need for in-person visits. Residents between the ages of 18 and 65 can now renew their expired driver's license online. Drivers wishing to do this can't have any new vision changes or medical restrictions. Teenagers who have completed driver training can also have their road tests waived. They must go through several steps, including completing 30 hours of practice driving. However, in-person road tests can still be scheduled if the teenager or parent wants to.
Let me emphasize that the road test is not going away. It is still required for many, and it is an option for everyone. I know a young person's road test is a big ritual in life and can be a memorable day. This is not about taking that experience away for those who want it. It's about government being responsive to real needs.
The new program launches on Monday.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, why are otherwise healthy children ending up in hospitals during this pandemic? The mystery illness linked to coronavirus that has doctors concerned. Plus, a new mutation of COVID-19 discovered, what it tells us about the virus and what it could mean in the race to develop a vaccine. And how one supermom is mastering the ultimate juggling act, caring for both her grateful family and some very lucky patients. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening.
Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV. Well, I get tons of HD. Spectrum has tons of HD. And we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that. Plus, sometimes in the rain, our services go out.
Because of the dish on your roof?
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-916-4499.
And Spectrum Internet starts at 100 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-916-4499.
Here at the Colorado Group, the health and well-being of our customers and employees is our top priority. Kohler has been privileged to serve this community for over 50 years. Our sales, service, and parts departments are open to serve you by appointment in order to provide a safe and healthy dealership visit. If you cannot make it to us, we will gladly come to you with a non-contact shopping or service experience. Please visit Colorado.com to set up your appointment today at any one of our family-owned dealerships.
Oh, it's a beautiful day. Oh, I never felt this way before. Give me some more.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app. Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over Canal Park. Let's take a quick look at some of today's top stories and a quick peek at what's coming up tonight at 6. Wisconsin's special election for its 7th congressional district is just 1 week away. The district has been without representation for 9 months after Congressman Sean Duffy resigned from the seat last fall. Now Democrat Tricia Zunker and Republican State Senator Tom Tiffany will face off for the seat with major precautions in place due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We'll be following the lead up to the election this week, so stay with CBS 3 for more.
And coming up tonight at 6, couples across the country are not only feeling the pressure to cancel or postpone their wedding because of COVID-19 concerns, but they're facing a financial burden as well. Many are being told they still have to pay their vendors and venues even without a party. Tonight at 6, we're hearing from a local couple about how this is impacting their plans to tie the knot.
I know so many people who have had to cancel or postpone plans. Just devastating.
Talking about a big decision for what's supposed to be your biggest day as well. It's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, we'll have more on that tonight. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 6.